Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to do a 100% drugstore tutorial for you guys. I've been doing quite a bit of shopping at the drugstore, trying to find like the best products or the ones that I think are the best to recommend to you guys, because I know I have a lot of more expensive beauty products, but there's also some really great things at the drugstore that you can find at Ulta and Walgreens, and that you can kind of stack coupons on to get a really good deal on some really great makeup. Another thing I'm going to challenge myself to do is to only use drugstore tools as well. So that being like, you know, like my eye brushes to be from the drugstore, or like my face brushes to be from the drugstore. So I'm really going to challenge myself to only use 100% drugstore makeup and drugstore brushes and kind of makeup tools as well. So without further ado, let's get started. The thing I'm going to do is take the Maybelline Baby Skin Instant Pore Eraser. I was waiting to get a package in from NYX because I did a NYX order recently online, and I was waiting for that to come in because I did order kind of like a mattifying primer from NYX, which is from the drugstore, but it hasn't come in yet, and I really wanted to get this tutorial up, so I thought I might as well just use this guy. Okay, this is the one thing that I don't have from the drugstore is a eyeshadow primer. Now, you really need to prime your eyes, especially if you have oily lids like me. It's really, really important. I know NYX makes a good drugstore eyeshadow primer. I just don't have one. So yeah, this is going to be the only thing that is not drugstore this entire tutorial. And so I'm going to use the Lorac Behind the Scenes eyeshadow primer. Sorry if you can hear my fan in the background. I'm like super hot right now. Like getting upper lip sweat hot. But yeah, I'm really hot. So I have to have the fan on. Sorry. Okay, so for eyeshadows today, I'm going to use the ones that are in my Z palette here that I've kind of customized. And to me, by far the best eyeshadows from the drugstore are the Milani Bella Eyes gel shadows. Yeah, Bella Eyes gel powder eyeshadows. I did depot these, so they do come in like a compact container, like a little plastic thing, but I depotted mine so I could just stick them in the Z palette for like easier storage. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Sonia Kashuk number 109 brush and this Milani shadow in the shade Bella Sand. It's just kind of like a champagne shade. And I'm just going to dust this all over my eyelid. So crease and on the mobile lid as well. And this is just going to act as like our base shadow for all of the rest of the shadows to blend into. And these Sonia Kashuk brushes, this is like one of my favorite brushes for blending, the number 109. You can get these at Target. I think they're like, I think this is like $4 maybe. Okay, and the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this other Sonia Kashuk brush. I know this is from Sonia Kashuk and I got it at Target, but it has no writing on it whatsoever, so I have no idea what the brush is called. But I know 100% that I got this at Target, and that you can still get it at Target because I saw it there like yesterday. So I just don't know what the name is. I'm pretty sure it's also from Sonia Kashuk, but it's just like a smaller blending brush like that. And then I'm going to take this a little bit of a darker shade, also from Milani. This is Bella Cafe, and that's what it looks like right there. And I'm just going to concentrate that more into this crease area. And then going back with that Sonia Kashuk brush that we originally started with, the blending brush. And this is Bella Mandarin, also from Milani. Just a really pretty corally orange shade. I'm just going to take it on that same brush we started with and just pop it a little bit in the crease. It just warms everything up and adds like a touch of color. You could totally skip that step if you wanted to. I just wanted to do it because I have it and I wanted to use it. Just blending that in the crease. Then I'm going to take this Real Techniques shading brush. If you have never heard of Real Techniques, it is the best brushes from the drugstore ever. You can get Real Techniques at Ulta. And then I'm going to take, again, this shading brush with the Milani Bella Espresso shade. Kind of just a darker brown. And I'm just going to focus this right here on the outer half and into the crease. Just kind of making it a little bit more smoky. Deepening up the outer V. I am using all Milani shadows, but like I said, the ones from NYX are also really good. The NYX shadows that I have depotted, and I did not save the labels, so I have no idea what any of the names are, and I thought that that might be kind of annoying if I did a video with all NYX shadows and didn't know what the names are. I just didn't want to do that to you guys, so that's why I'm using the Milani ones, and they're just as good. Okay, so then I'm actually going to go into my face powder. I'm using the Maybelline Dream Matte Wonder Powder. Just a face powder with that same Sonia Kashuk brush. And I'm just going to blend everything. It's looking a little bit harsh. So I'm just going to blend everything together. It's kind of a trick. If you find that you've just gotten a little bit overzealous with your shadows, you can just take a face powder, or a translucent powder would have worked as well. Just blend over that. And then I'm going to go back in with the Bella Sand Shadow that we took before. And I'm just going to take that on my finger. And I'm just going to pat that towards the center of my lid. And then I'm going to go in with my L'Oreal Voluminous Smoldering Eye Kohl. I used to use this all the time, but then I found I was using it to tightline, like my upper waterline. But I found that it really doesn't stay as well in my waterline. I mean, it stays okay, but it does kind of transfer a little bit. So I switched to my Sephora pencil, but I still have this and I still like it. And with this pencil, I'm just roughly lining that top lash line just to give it a little bit more. It makes my lashes just look thicker and makes my eyes look more defined. And I'm just like I said, roughly smudging that. Okay, we're going to leave the eyes for now, and we're going to go on to the face. Now today we're going to use my CoverGirl Outlast Stay Fabulous Foundation, and I have mine in the shade 855. It's a foundation, sunscreen, and I think it's also supposedly supposed to be a primer in one, but I always go in with an extra primer just because my skin is so oily. This is a very matte foundation, which is why I love it. It's very matte, stays all day. This is a dupe. This foundation is like a total dupe for the Estee Lauder Double Wear foundation, so if you don't want to shell out the money for the Estee Lauder one, I would definitely get the CoverGirl one, and I have mine in the shade 855 Soft Honey. I'm going to use a Real Techniques Miracle Complexion Sponge. I think that's what it's called. This is a dupe for the Beauty Blender, this little pink guy. Let's see where mine is. This little pink guy is basically the exact same thing as this dude. Obviously this is not wet. This is, that's why it's so much bigger. So I'm just going to pick up a little bit of that foundation off the back of my hand. Using the flat side, I'm just going to press this into the skin and bounce. This foundation is medium buildable coverage. If you want full coverage, you could just do like one layer and then do another layer on top of that. I just kind of like to do one thin layer and then build it up kind of where I need it. This sponge, you guys, is like $6. It's amazing. Real Techniques brushes are sold at Kohl's and at Ulta, and I know that when you get them at Ulta, they're always, not always, but like a majority of the time you can find them for buy one, get one half off. Then you always just want to blend down your neck. Make sure everything kind of matches. Get your ears. We're going to let that set for a second, and we're going to go on to my under eye concealer. And I'm going to first go in with my NYX Conceal Correct Contour Palette. Looks like this. So I just like to use a little bit of this pinky tone right here. Maybe mix it with a little bit of that fleshy tone. And just go right there with that. See how it immediately brightens my eye? I'm obviously going to blend that out, but it just really, really works really well. How many times can I say really? A lot. And then on top of that, of course, I'm going to go in with my L'Oreal Visible Lift Blur Concealer. I have this also in the shade Light. And going back in with that same Real Techniques sponge as before, just using the pointy end this time, I'm going to press that into my under eye. It's really hard to talk and do this at the same time. And then you're going to want to immediately set that, and for that I'm going to use my e.l.f. Under Eye High Definition Setting Powder. I love this stuff. This was $1 from Target. I stinking love e.l.f. And using my e.l.f. blush brush, I just use it as a setting brush. Then to set the rest of my face, I'm going to use my Maybelline Dream Matte Wonder Powder. Like that. And I use this Real Techniques powder brush, just the big fluffy brush. And this is just going to mattify my skin even more and add just a tiny bit more coverage. Just going to use that in the center of my face. And then a little bit down my neck, just to make sure everything blends. And then we're going to go back to the eyes. So I'm going to take that, I'm going to take the L'Oreal Smoldering Eye Kohl. Just run that a little bit under there and go in with that same shading brush from Real Techniques as before that we used kind of for our outer corner. Go into that Espresso shade, tap off the excess, and blend. I'm going to go ahead and finish up the eyes. I'm going to take that same liner and just go ahead and run that in my tight line, or my upper lash line, waterline, whatever. And apply a few generous coats of your favorite mascara. Today I'm using the Maybelline Lash Sensational Full Fan Effect in Waterproof Black. I've been obsessed with this mascara. I mean, it really, really works, you guys. And then you're going to want to take just another flat shader brush. You could go in with the same Real Techniques one. This is an e.l.f. brush that I have literally had since high school, you guys. And I have 2 of these brushes. I wash them all the time and I never, they've never fallen apart. I have 2 of them. They're from e.l.f. They're $1. They're literally amazing quality. And I do have 2 of them. And it's pretty much the same as the Real Techniques one. So, I mean, you could use the same Real Techniques brush, or you could just, if you have the e.l.f. $1 one, you could use that one as well. Anyway, I'm just going to take that Bella Sand shade, the one that we put kind of on this inner part of our lid here. We're just going to touch that up a little bit and highlight our inner corners. It just really makes our eyes brighter and pop. And then to finish off the skin, I'm going to use this NYX Sun-Kissed Radiant Finishing Powder. It says it's a finishing powder. I'm not really sure what that means, if you're supposed to put it all over your face or what, but I think this is a really great bronzer. It is so pretty as a bronzer. So I'm going to go in with, let's see, I'm going to go in with the Real Techniques blush brush. And if you wanted to, you could totally stop there with the cheeks. A lot of times I just slap on some bronzer and call it a day. But if you wanted to go over the blush, e.l.f. has really great blushes. Today I'm going to use the Milani Baked Blush in the shade Luminoso. It's just like a peachy color. I don't know what I'm trying to say. I'm going to use that on this EcoTools fan brush. also from Ulta. Just adds like a nice peachy glow to the cheeks. Super pretty. This is like a cult favorite here on YouTube. The next thing you need to do is your brows. And I'm using my NYX Microbrow pencil in the shade, I think this is chocolate. Yep, in the shade chocolate. This is a total dupe for the Anastasia Brow Wiz. If you guys have heard about that pencil, that is also a cult favorite here on YouTube, but I'm telling you right now, this NYX pencil is basically the same thing, and it's like $6. $6, $21. I'm gonna go with the $6 one. To set my brows in place, I'm gonna go in with the Maybelline Brow Drama in the shade Deep Brown. And that is pretty much it for the face. The last thing to do is the lips, and the first thing I'm going to do is go in with this NYX Nude Pink lip liner. And then I'm going to go in with the Maybelline Color Whisper in the shade Pinup Peach. And that, guys, completes this look. I really hope you enjoyed. These are products that I really do love and I really do stand by. Those Milani eyeshadows are very, very good quality for the price. They're so amazing. If you have Milani, I would definitely check out some of their stuff. They have really, really great products. But yeah, I really hope you enjoyed. As always, please subscribe, leave me a comment, and share it with your friends if you enjoyed. I would really, really appreciate it. It just helps me out here on YouTube grow and makes my channel become more popular. Yeah, so I hope you have a great rest of your day, and subscribe so you never miss a video. Bye.